Last lesson, you learned about Swift variables, and they are going to be very important when it comes to keeping track of player score and data, among other things in our war card game. In today's lesson, you're going to learn about Swift functions, and you can think of a function as basically a group of code statements. Now, let me tell you why this is relevant for what we're doing here. Think about what we want to happen when the deal button is tapped on. We need to randomize a card for the player, then we need to update the card image for the player. We need to randomize a card value for the CPU, then we need to update the CPU's card image, then we need to calculate who has the higher card value, and then we need to update the score labels on the screen. There's at least a line of code for each of those actions that we want to happen. So we can use a function and group all of those code statements together, and we can also give that function a name so that we can use it. That brings me to the point, how do you use it? Remember in the last lesson about Swift variables, you can assign a piece of data to a variable, you give the variable a name, and then whenever you call that name, you can access the data that you assigned to that variable. Well, a function works the same way. When the deal button's tapped, we can just call the function name and have all of those code statements happen. All right, so let's open the Nextcode Playground and let's try this out. So I'm looking at the playground that we used in the last lesson for variables. We're going to continue off of this for functions. And I think you're going to be surprised at how fast this lesson is going to go. Now, the first order of business, how do we declare a function? Just like how we had a special keyword to declare variables and constants, we also have a special keyword for functions, and that is func, space. You're going to see that it turns pink because it's recognized as a keyword. And following that, we're going to have the function name. Now, you can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it my function. I don't know if you noticed in the last lesson how I named things, first letter being lowercase, each subsequent word having a capital letter. I think that's called camel case or snake case. I forget. You can do it however you want. You can name it in all capitals if you want, but this is the standard that everyone uses. Now, autocomplete is suggesting how I'm going to complete my function, and it's giving things away. Okay, the next part of a function declaration are these rounded brackets or parentheses, whatever you want to call them. So for me on my keyboard, it's Shift 9 and Shift 0 to open up this pair of brackets. Now, what goes in here? Why do we do this? This set of brackets allows you to specify function parameters. Parameters allow you to pass data into the function when you call it, in case you want to work with that data, in case the function needs some additional information to use with the code statements. In this lesson, we're not going to tackle parameters because we don't need them for the war card game. In future lessons, when we need them, I'll show it to you then. Okay, so what's next? We need a pair of brackets to contain the grouping of code statements that make up the body of this function. So you use these brackets. For me on my keyboard, it's Shift followed by the angle bracket beside the P. And the nice thing about Xcode is if you hit enter now after writing that first bracket, it is going to automatically create that closing bracket for you. So between these two brackets, the opening and the closing curly brackets, this is where you put all of the code statements that you want to happen when this function is called. Let me type in some of the code statements that we learned about in the previous lesson. We learned about print. Let's just start with one for now. So we have, when this function is called, it is going to print hey down in the console below. So let's run this code and let's see what output we get. And actually, you'll notice that nothing happens. Why is that? We wrote the print statement. And the reason is because we declared the function that has this code statement, but we never actually called the function. Remember, the code inside the function only gets executed when the function is called. So how do we do a function call? Well, we use the name. So we call here my function, and you can just hit enter. Notice that it includes the pair of rounded brackets. If we had some sort of details in there about input parameters to pass in, we would have to specify them in the function call as well. But that's nothing to worry about for this lesson. Notice that now that I've called the function, it actually executes the code statement inside of it, and I get the console output that I was expecting. If I put another line of code in here, and now I call my function, you're going to see that it runs both lines of code, and then I get hey and hello. Now that is basically what a Swift function is, and it is the simplest way you can use a function. So let me add a comment just to separate these here. And you learned about comments already when we were writing the Swift UI code. This is just documentation that doesn't get executed as code. Now this is the basic way to use a function, and it's fine for what we need in this war card game. There's a lot more that you can do with functions to make them more powerful, such as passing data into the function and also returning values or output from the function. You'll learn how to use Swift functions in these different ways in future lessons when we actually need to do that. For now, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to teach you exactly what you need to know to move on to the next step, and then we can build momentum that way. However, if you're really keen and you're really curious about what I just said, feel free to ask the AI assistant about function parameters and function return values. All right, now that you know about Swift variables and functions, you're in a great position to move on to the next step with the war card game. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next lesson. I'll see you there.